It's Tigs tonight.
Indeed, it is Tigs tonight, and welcome everybody. This is going to be a fun show. I tell you, it's kind of it's one that I've kind of had to just put together. I've just going to come right out and let everybody know what's going on because I appreciate all thoughts and prayers that are out there if you are of that type. But my dad's been in the hospital. I don't know if it's something that I've really discussed too much on the show over the last little bit. I know that it's come up at some point in time, but Dad has stage 4 cancer. He's been doing really, really well over the last bit. Had a little hiccup here and there, and we've had to be in the hospital at times. Same thing this time, but he's doing better. He seems to be on the road to recovery, so that is good. My sister is in town, so I spent the night at the hospital last night with him, and it's tough to get stuff done when you don't sleep. I'll tell you what, though, hats off to nurses, and as always, and I think this every single time that I've left there and all that. What an impossible job they have. It almost seems, from an emergency room, being in there, watching stuff things that are crazy in an emergency room, how it's always going. I don't know how everybody keeps their sanity going through all of that, but big shout out to everybody that does that for a living. Y'all really are the angels of this earth. You keep us all up and going, and we couldn't ask for more. So appreciate everybody. Appreciate thoughts and prayers. Tough road to hoe for Dad. But he'll probably be back at work in 2 days. That's the way he rolls. But needless to say, could be an interesting week or so. We'll see how he does. Hopefully we're able to go live every night this week. That is the plan. Of course, I'll let y'all know if something were to change, but I wanted to mention that because it could be something that does affect the show from here at times. I may have to go help and do some stuff like that. I know y'all understand. Anyhow, let's see, who do we have in here tonight? Oh, yeah, Big E. The legend himself is in the house. What is going on, brother? What is going on? Brian Gilson is here with us. I love it. Of course, Paul's in the house. What is going on? Brother Paul Song, what's up? Hey, what is going on? Song, he loves him some Joe. That is my dad. Hell of a man. Admired and respected him for years. Appreciate that. No doubt about it. Terry, I know who you are. No doubt about it. Thanks, Brother Paul. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. And thanks, Big E, as well. Appreciate all the prayers, all the love, all of that. But just wanted to bring y'all up to speed, let y'all know what is going on. So basically giving y'all an excuse for the show that we have tonight. No, it's going to be a good show. I've been working on stuff. I had leftover stuff from last week. Recorded a show Friday with Austin Dennis, a TV show. It's just a TV show, just me and Austin. So that was a lot of fun. That'll be coming out. And then, lo and behold, before I even jump into anything, look who has made their way into the show. Is it? Oh, there he is! Hey. There he is! Yeah. JR, the MF and handler.
What's up? Nice shirt, Tig Nasty.
Thank you, sir. If you wear it, they will come. That was the whole point, and it was good because this is a night where I need somebody with me.
I got you, brother.
Behind.
Sorry,
I know you do.
My neighbor, and you'll appreciate this. So I get home about 5:30 from work, and what's up, T Wayne? Thomas, what's up, brother? I thought I need to rinse my truck off and Sharice's truck or SUV off because we had that snowstorm last week and it was, salt on the road, some different things like that. I just said, I just need to wash this. I noticed mine today was grimy all at the bottom.
I need to wash my truck. I need to
rinse this crap off. It's 75 degrees. It's beautiful weather. I need to get it. It's time to get
record
it back
high in Baton Rouge today, 83.
Was it really?
Yeah. Record high from 7 degrees 2 weeks ago to 83 today.
Insane. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we're 12, 14 degrees above average this week, supposed to be. But anyway, so yeah, I decided on the way home, I didn't want to go through the car wash. I'm like, I'm just going to go. What up, Paul Rogers? Bad Company.
Yeah.
That's why they
Hebert.
call me. Bum, bum, bum. What a great song. Bad Company, kick-ass band.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Bad Company was signed to Apple Records, which was the Beatles record label. Or excuse me, Led Zeppelin's record label, Swan Song. Change that. Sorry. I've got to get warmed up. I gotta get the.
It's all right. It's okay. It's okay. We're getting our
juices
laps
going.
in. It's fine.
Yep. So, but anyway, I get home and I decide I'm gonna rinse the vehicles off. So I do. I get in the house. It's 7:10 or so, and I'm like, "Yep, grab a shower real quick." Or it's right at 7. I'm like, "Yep, grab a shower real quick, get ready for podcast." Then my neighbor texts me, "Hey, dude, I made a big thing of chili. Want some?" And I'm like, "Hell yes." So
yeah.
So then I'm him hauling around. He knocks on the door 5 minutes later. I'm chit chat with him. We're catching up. His daughter just got her first car. Blah blah blah. So anyway, I was running a little behind schedule, but glad to be here. Thanks for everybody for tuning in to the Tigs Live. I love that Brantley has been doing this the past month or so. This is really cool. Even on days and nights when I can't jump in and I'm traveling, I get to watch and catch up with everybody and see what everybody's doing. And I've actually, some of these, when y'all had somebody on and I wasn't on, but I wanted to hear the banter. I went on YouTube and hit the download. So I saved it, like it's downloaded. So I have it, even if I'm on the airplane, I don't have to have service to dial it up to watch it. So anyway, glad to be here. Man. Good to see you. I love your shirt. How about this shirt?
I love it. Yes, sir. Bubba Army, baby. Bubba Army. Looking forward to recording our Bubba show this week. I think we've kind of locked it in that we're going to do that tomorrow. It's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a fun one. Just a little teaser for everybody out there. There's a tweet that is out there that we're going to be talking about, and we're going to be breaking it down. It's going to be good. Not going to give anything more away than that. We're just going to be breaking down a tweet, and it is 1,000,000% Bubba Army related, and I think we're going to have some fun with it. So be on the lookout for that show later on this week. And while we're taking care of business here at the top of the show, JR, this weekend I intend to go. Hopefully everything works out. I plan on going. The Blind Cajun Cook has her Anything Over Rice cook-off in Kinder, Louisiana. It's this Saturday, February 8th. It starts at 8 a.m. I mean, that's when the cooking goes on, but the turn-in time is noon. And you can get a $10 wristband, walk around, and sample all of the people that are there making anything that you can put over rice. There's going to be some good.
What a great idea for a festival thing like that. Oh, man, are you kidding me? Do we know, or any friends of the podcast going to be there?
Tons of them, yes. Awesome. Austin Dennis, I do believe, is going to be there. I know Farm to Fire is going to be there. I'm pretty sure Country Cooking with Joni is going to be there. I know there's a ton of people and folks that we know. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. When is that?
This Saturday, February 8th in Kinder,
that's awesome.
Louisiana at Lambert Park in Kinder, Louisiana. And all proceeds goes to St. Jude's. So
awesome. St. Jude is a wonderful organization too. We've done a lot. We've done stuff with them for years now. Let me tell y'all about St. Jude real quick. Without St. Jude, it's like a 2% chance anybody gets any help. With St. Jude, it's like 80%. It's insane. St. Jude has done miracles to help people that couldn't get any help. It's incredible what they do for families when they need them. And that's awesome. And yeah, what a concept. Anything over rice. That doesn't limit you to a certain type of protein or vegetable or, style or season, flavor, nationality, anything. That's just
I'm 100% not going to start keto this week simply because I'm going to that. Like I'm going to that and I'm going to eat this. I'm going to eat all of it.
Even if you're in the middle of some super diet or whatever, you go to that, you got to eat it. If you go to something, if I go to your grandmother's house, I'm going to eat anything she puts in front of us. You know what I mean? No matter what diet I'm on, no matter what, my doctor could tell me you cannot eat this anymore. And if I'm like, well, I'm at my buddy's grandma's and she made it, so we're going to roll the dice on this. This is just out of principle.
South Louisiana rice and gravies.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, any
gumbo. Dude, that's all.
Oh my God.
My wife's from Houma, so I mean, it's Thanksgiving and Christmas is a whole nother world from the way I grew up. I grew up on Mississippi Alabama
too.
country cooking.
Yeah.
And we go down there for it's gumbo is got to have gumbo. You know, you got dirty rice, which is meat over rice. You got your peas, smothered corn. Everything goes over rice. You just got a big rice cooker going at all times. It's insane. I love it.
Yeah, it's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Well, that's good. I hope Austin.
Fun.
I hope Austin is compete. Our friends are going to all jump in the competition and turn a dish in, I guess.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm not sure exactly how it's going to be judged and all of that, but yes,
come on,
it's a competition. It's a competition for sure.
Yeah,
it's like $100 food vendor fee, and then so yeah, $50 per team is what it is. Yeah.
Dang,
it's
that's
gonna be
awesome.
fun.
Yeah, and I know you'll get some content, and you'll make sure to document all this so we can make sure to give shout outs and proper love to the competition when we get back and do a podcast afterwards.
Exactly. Big E says here in South Carolina we eat rice over rice.
Over rice. I love it.
St. Jude's great. God bless Danny and Marlo Thomas for
absolutely
sure.
Danny
for
Thomas.
Sure.
Yeah, without them folks, man, I'm telling y'all the numbers. I've been through those big events when they tell the story and then testimonials type stuff. Man, it is powerful, brother. I mean, a girl we work with that does Justin's St. Jude golf tournament we do in Little Rock every year. She's from South America, no chance, all this stuff. Been working for St. Jude for 20 years now. I mean, Maria, she's awesome. And her story is just so, and that's one of many. And, you know, if it wasn't for St. Jude, there's no chance, you know, and she's, thriving, thriving. Her and her husband, they live in Memphis. I mean, that she's hilarious. It's just amazing. And then, and when and brass tacks on it, when you hear those numbers of what they were able to accomplish, when it went from zero help to 80-something% chance of getting help, it's, I mean, since whatever the 60s, there's not even, that's awesome.
Man, I'll tell you, I've been able to be a part of some of a thing as well. And not a lot of people know that, but as you know, and most of y'all know, I sell insurance for a living. And whenever I first started, I started with Aflac. And I still sell Aflac, love the duck. Yeah. Well, you know those little ducks that you get, the Aflac, those ducks that you squeeze, and that you probably got a hand on one at some point in time. Every single penny of that goes to the Aflac Cancer Center that's in Columbus, Georgia. And man, you want to talk about a gut-wrenching deal that I got to go on. I was so honored. Whenever I first started with them, I qualified to go on this trip and go to Columbus and really go through everything that is done at Aflac meetings. It was fun, dude. It was so fun. Yeah. Took Tammy. They just rolled out the red carpet. I mean, dude, you talk about felt special. That is what it was. Well, one of the days we got to go and tour the cancer center. None of the kids were there. None of the kids were there that day, of course, so we could walk through and see. But good Lord, man, you talk about there wasn't a dry eye on that deal. But man,
that's when life gets real. When you're around those situations, life gets real.
That's exactly right. Of course, they had videos, and we're sitting in one of the main recreation rooms, I would say, in there where the kids play, and we're watching it on this video. It's just, I mean, it was terrible. Everybody's, sobbing, crying, that ugly cry, But man,
how could you not?
It is because especially when you have kids, and you can just see what would you do if you had to go through that with your child, and it's unimaginable. So yes, kudos to Aflac and St. Jude, and there are places out there in this world that do that. Oh, look, there's Tammy Salter. It was a beautiful experience. I guess.
Happy belated birthday, Miss Tammy. I know I didn't get to tell you in person, but I hope Sharice and I get to see y'all soon, and we will celebrate proper for sure.
Yes, we will. Terry says that reminds me of the St. Jude Mathathon.
Over here with me. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, we're coming. We're going to come your way, and you've got beaches. He says it reminds him of the St. Jude Mathathon fundraiser we did back in elementary school. Did y'all do that?
I remember
that was awesome.
I remember something like that. Yeah, vaguely. You know, I'm sure I cheated and got somebody to do mine for me. But
she says, "Thank you for the sweet birthday wishes." Well, JR. we can easily get derailed as we
Oh, yeah.
do, and
Let's do
but like they tell us that some of the things there's no way I get to everything that's on this list tonight, so that's good for y'all tomorrow. Guess what? Tomorrow night I've got some stuff. I've got some stuff that I didn't get to last week, so it's
I love
good.
it.
That's a good thing.
Yeah,
But
I know I derail your shit every time. Sorry, brother, but hey, you
oh,
know,
it's fine. No, I love it. What it does is it just gives me a
I'm the
show
Charles
next.
Barkley of our bunch.
It is absolutely fine. I love it because it just means that I have a show already built in the next day because we're just going to shoot the shit.
And you know, if you know I come on, I'll just yap for 30 minutes, no matter what.
Me too. That's the beauty of it, and that's what tonight's show's going to be probably. But we're going to hit on a couple of things. At least a couple of things. The two biggest things, in my opinion, from the weekend. And what is going on, Miss Rainey? Hello,
Hey, Rainey.
hello. Did you see the Royal Rumble at all?
No, heard a little bit of rumblings about it, but no, did not.
It was great. I just so happened I forgot about it, honestly. And then just shout out to Traveling to Boot. They're on Facebook. Y'all go give them a follow. New page that's coming up. I'm going to be seeing them this weekend for sure and at other events and all. In fact, they just dropped their first video today. They're going to do kind of a podcast style deal and all of that. I look forward to watching it. But they're wrestling fans. And they were interacting with us on some of our social media stuff before the Royal Rumble, and we were giving our predictions a little bit and stuff like that. So that's good to know. I think we're going to have them on and talk a little wrestling with them.
Dude, we've got to, and I'm not going to go up here and talk about all these things we're going to do, never do. But we should do something and remind ourselves and give ourselves a heads up, put it in our calendar to do a live during some of those type of events, a ball game or a wrestling thing for sure, because that's kind of a niche we all like, and it's not as broad as football, you know.
That's right. Now she said maybe we should collaborate tonight. And I was like, I'm going to be kind of out of pocket and was cooking and some stuff like that. I couldn't do it that night. Came up. I forgot it was Saturday. I mean, we're talking like an hour before.
Right. On Saturday I was in Milwaukee, but I mean, surely there'll be something we can. Or we can always go back and watch one, but be fun to do that.
I think it would be. I think it would be a lot of fun to do a live where we're just sitting here, and even if there's some dead air, we're all watching it kind of together, and then we can live reactions to it. Those are always fun. So we're going to do that. But it was good, man. It was good. But the Royal Rumble is probably. It's my second favorite pay-per-view. I call them pay-per-views. They're not pay-per-views anymore, whatever. But it's my second favorite one. Of course, WrestleMania is your Super Bowl. But, man, Royal Rumble, a lot of times, is better to me than WrestleMania. This one was not. This one I would not say is, because it just kind of went along. The women's match was awesome. I think it was like 70 minutes long. The men's was not nearly that long. But the
really?
You'd think it'd be you'd flip it.
Yeah.
It wasn't that long. I don't believe it was. I never saw a running clock. Anyhow, Charlotte Flair made her triumphant return.
The Queen.
I think she came in at number 25 maybe in the entrance.
Yeah.
And then took care of business. Alexa Bliss made a return, so that was interesting. And I don't know her as well because during those years I didn't really follow wrestling. I know of her. I've seen her on TV.
Same.
You know, but don't know. She could wrestle though. I was kind of impressed with the way she came in.
She can go.
And so that was the biggest thing of the women's.
Only clip I saw of the men's was and I did end up watching a bunch of late last night before I went to bed on YouTube, some old wrestling, interview backstage, all kinds of stuff, just random wrestling stuff with Bret Hart and Stone Cold and just random stuff. But I did see a couple of clips. I saw Pentagon. Pentagon Jr. is what he was in. I think he just goes by Pentagon now, but I guess he's in WWE now wrestling, and he was in there because I saw him in a blue outfit, and I was like, "Oh crap, he's in there!" So I want to go back and watch and see his spot.
Yeah, there was all kinds of people that came in. I mean, the biggest thing
Was there anybody? I heard that Brock was going to, but then didn't because he just got announced as some more sleazeball stuff with McMahon.
No, he wasn't there.
I did watch that as this guy who's really probably one of the top couple of content guys that interviews and talks about wrestling stuff. He did an emergency pod for like 11 minutes, and it's this English talking guy. I can't remember his name, James, I think. But
I know who you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, dark-headed younger guy.
Yep.
He did emergency pod basically saying there's another lawsuit thing on Vince, and this one named again Brock with some more details and some screenshots of text. And then also the newest implement was something with Michael P.S. Hayes or Doc Hendricks, whichever goes by. And so they were saying that, and then I watched a conspiracy one after that about how he probably was going to be in the Rumble, but this ex-nated for the bad press deal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he definitely didn't. That's what I was more shocked at. There weren't really the biggest surprise was that Jey Uso won. That was the shock. But I think he's earned it. I mean, Yeet sells a lot of T-shirts, a lot of T-shirts. He has the best entrance, in my opinion, that's going on as far as, getting crowd involved and all that. And the dude's paid his dues, so I'm happy for him. I like it. I wanted him
and
to
we
win.
have to because he lives in Pensacola. We got to pull for him.
Does he?
Yeah,
I didn't know where he's from.
I caught it last year. Was it earlier about a year ago? I ended up on a flight with him. We sat next to each other on a flight back to Pensacola, and I didn't bug him.
Did you really?
I sat on the window, and he sat in the aisle. And I didn't. It took me a couple seconds to realize who it was, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Because I mean, huge legs as big as the damn seats, man. I mean, this dude is damn. Looks like a legit linebacker.
Yeah,
he's like Cam Jordan. Like I've been next to Cam Jordan at the airport. Like
so he's tall.
He's taller than me. Yeah, he's a big dude.
Okay.
He's probably 6'2", not super tall, but I'm talking about wide, like legs.
Yeah.
Fucking thighs. I mean, some bitch was thick, buddy. Like he run you down, had the big tribal tats and stuff. Or
was he nice?
Yeah, he was totally cool.
Y'all talk.
No, I talked to him at the very end. At the very end, I was just like, "Hey, man, just want to say, big fan. You're doing what you're doing, kind of thing." And he was like, "Oh, thanks, man." But that was it.
Thanks.
I didn't want to bug him. He was just trying to get home. I figured that because I think his wife's from Pensacola, and they grew up around the area. I think some of his uncles and them. They were, Pensacola was always a hub there, in like Clearwater, Tampa area were two strongholds for wrestlers. And a lot of like and even south there in Fort Myers and Tampa for this, but like circus and traveling things because get out of the fucking cold in the winter, or the dang cold in the winter. Excuse my language. But
it's Tigs tonight. You can do whatever you want.
So back then, and I know this because I've got a friend whose dad was a pro wrestler in the 70s and 80s, and said that a lot of times when a wrestler would be in a certain territory or area and want to blow off some steam, or for whatever reason, like a loser leaves town or they're supposed to be hurt or something, they would come to Pensacola or Tampa because you got beaches so they could stay tan, because you got to stay tan, and it was warm most of the year, so always a stronghold. So I guess some of his uncles and his family ended up in Tampa or Pensacola and a lot of Olympic stuff, athlete stuff comes out of that area too. So, and I think that's what her family was. Maybe they were athletes or military or something.
I mean, I forget that he's Rikishi's son, and it makes me feel old. Just what?
I know. And all of his uncles, Afa and Sika, and the whole thing. I remember the whole
bloodline, the real bloodline. For real.
Remember all of it. Oh, the Tonga Kid. I can remember the movie. There's a movie with Face from the A-Team. What's his name? Benedict. But anyway, the Face from the A-Team is a manager of a rock band, and he also he makes rock and wrestling. So they have a wrestling show with a band playing. It's a movie from the 80s, and Roddy Piper and the Tonga Kid are the two wrestlers, the tag team that are in the movie. Anyway, it's hilarious. It's called Rock and Wrestling. If anybody's seen that, please give me a thumbs up.
I think it's another one I need to add to the list.
Yes, Rowdy Roddy Piper's the lead character with Face from the
I
A-Team.
have seen that. I have seen that.
You've seen it. It was on
for
HBO
sure.
every day for years back in the day.
Yes.
Yeah,
They showed it on TBS a lot.
Yeah, you've seen it.
I've seen
good
it.
though. It's actually good. I don't know how it hold up. It's been a while, but it was good. But anyway,
it probably doesn't. But...
I'm happy for him. And yeah, like I said, he looks like a dang athlete. I'm sure he'd look good carrying the gold too. So congrats to him on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, put their dues in. That's they've been holding it down for a long time.
They have, for sure.
I want to go back and watch it.
Brian Gilson says that a poll says fans don't approve of Charlotte winning, like 40,000 thumbs down. I saw something like that. I saw that today. Not too pleased about that, but there weren't as many positive reactions for Oos either, as many as I thought. I think a lot of people wanted it to be either CM Punk or John Cena that won it, but that's why, and that's who I thought it was going to be, one of those two. But
think about the best Royal Rumbles we remember from kids, in the 90s and stuff. Did they ever have old guys come in and do anything?
Yeah, Legends? Dude, they had gimmicks of all kinds that would come in and just dumb stuff.
But I mean, like in the beginning, the heyday, the real ones. I don't think so.
Probably not in the very beginning. That probably started in the 90s. The Attitude Era of bring in the
Googly Walker and stuff.
Yes,
I'm talking about before that, like Macho Man and Hogan and I think Hacksaw Jim Duggan won the first one. No, he won the first King of the Ring, maybe.
Did you see this? I'm going to play this. I'm not going to turn the audio on because I don't want it to get screwed up. But this I Show Speed, I don't know this dude, but he's been in other pay-per-views and stuff. Obviously, huge streamer on YouTube and all of that. Dude, he got flat laid out. Watch this. So he's doing his deal. Don't mess with a Steiner.
Oh my God.
I mean, look at that, dude.
Oh my God.
He got clipped, dude.
Is that Rick Steiner's son?
Yes. Yeah, Rick Steiner's. Yeah, what's his Braun Breaker?
Oh my God, he's my new favorite wrestler.
Oh yeah, he's 100% my favorite new wrestler. Like, it isn't even close. I can't wait to see what happens with this guy. He got it all. He's got the look. He
looks like a Steiner.
He's a Steiner, bro.
Like Bulldog. He looks like Bulldog reincarnated from that.
Yeah, he looks like he may actually end up being like the toughest Steiner, which is saying a lot.
Comes from good.
Yeah, his daddy's the math guy.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Is that
crazy?
Rey Mysterio back there? Legend.
Yeah, it is Rey Mysterio. He was the first one out. He was the first one. He was number one.
Rey Mysterio mask on. Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah, so it was fun, man. I mean, it was fun, but that was a good moment. It just wasn't as I don't know. It didn't have the pizzazz I thought it would have.
Did they have any legends come out that you were surprised to see?
Not really.
Not really.
No, there was no Rock. I thought the final boss would maybe come in at some point. Thought he may even show up into the Rumble and do something. No final boss.
Well, so I think they definitely need to. They got to build new stars.
Trish Stratus. That's true. Trish Stratus. I forgot. Stratusfaction came out. Yes, good.
She's
point.
badass. Yeah, but see, they need to make these new stars as big as the legends. They got to do that. They got to transition. We can't keep leaning on the legends forever.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, that is some Goldberg shit. Yeah. Except for I think Braun knows more about what he's doing than Goldberg, but that's a whole other thing, man. That's a whole other thing. So yeah, that was my favorite little deal from the Royal Rumble. I'm glad you're on here tonight, JR, because that 50 years of Saturday Night Live music, not only, I mean, dude, I would say it is in the top 5 best documentaries I've ever seen on anything ever.
Yep.
Well done. It's just how well done it is. And maybe it's because of doing this show and doing all that I notice stuff. I notice edits a little bit more than I used to ever would have. But that edit, that first sequence, that first 3 minutes of that video is one of the best things I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm talking about anything on TV that I've ever seen put together. How they blend all of these musical acts, and you can like them or not like them or hate Saturday Night Live, love it, whatever. But they've always been in front of music. They're not behind. Like they will have the Rolling Stones or somebody come on or but they're always generally ahead. A lot of times you listen to bands that you're like, who are they? And then 6 months later, you're like, oh,
yeah,
and that's kind of what
hottest band. Yeah,
that's right.
And it was neat to look at that past when they were just doing all kinds of experimental stuff when it wasn't, it was just whatever was in New York Underground they wanted to have.
Fear. And
remember, what about how cool the Blondie thing? Blondie bringing the first rap group. Wasn't that neat?
That was very neat. I mean, and there's stuff I thought I knew.
Oh yeah, that's what you think. You know some stuff till you watch that kind of stuff, and you're like, oh my. What about the Nirvana? Them talking? They have the audio of them. How cool is that?
Yeah, that's what's so cool. I mean, they even showed the Sinead O'Connor deal in full.
Yeah,
in full. I mean, not the whole song, but the ending of it.
Oh yeah,
I haven't seen it since that aired.
Oh,
because they did everything they could to erase that.
What about now? Everybody being calm and watching it, and then after she does that the first time, explains what had happened to her and why, and it's like, turns out at the time everybody thought she was crazy. Turns out
she wasn't. No.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. I totally.
Everybody who had something to say then should have to watch that right now.
I think they should. I found it after watching it. My opinion, My opinion was watching it as a kid. Exactly. A 14-year-old kid, and I thought it was insanity. And like, what you heard? I didn't know.
Yeah, because thought the Pope was bulletproof at that point.
Exactly, and then now, no, she was right, and it's brave what she did. That, and like they said on the show, it's the most punk rock thing that there is, and that is the most punk rock thing that there is. That was hardcore.
That's as hard as it gets. That's as hard as it gets right there.
It is, and she didn't waver. I mean, I got a lot of respect for her for doing it now, way more than I ever did. God rest her soul. It was interesting.
Yep.
Yeah,
a powerful, great, well done documentary. I encourage everybody to watch SNL 50 Years of Music. It is fantastic.
Well, we're gonna go for. I want to hit a couple more things. We'll go with a little extended Tigs tonight, and that's fine. What about Luka going to the Lakers?
Wow, didn't see that coming.
No, I think that maybe
anyone did.
I saw somewhere that it's the biggest trade maybe in the history of the NBA that's never been done with two star players swapping
two all-stars, two current all-stars trading teams mid-season. Yeah.
Never. Wow. And how bad is it going for for Dallas to not want Luka there? They never should have taken his beer away, man.
Yeah, that wasn't cool. I don't understand that. And the thing is, none of us common people that aren't involved in that organization will ever really know what happened. But something, and it sounds like no one knew it was going to happen except for the GM and the two GMs. Apparently, owners, coaches, didn't nobody.
And LeBron, I think LeBron wanted that to happen.
But he said he didn't know. He was shocked too.
He didn't know. Didn't know. Wow. That's crazy. I think it's the worst trade ever as far as
was Dominique Wilkins for Danny Manning.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I'll never forgive the Hawks for that.
That was a terrible one. It's up there though. I mean, not for the Lakers.
Well, I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. If somebody gets a chip and the other team never gets a chip.
And I mean, he may go to LA and totally implode. What I've seen is that they're not happy with his weight. Well,
yeah, they're pulling for straws now. They would have said that.
Look, who cares what you weigh if you can ball like him? I think he's doing just fine.
And if it was a bad enough problem, we'd have heard about it already. There'd already been a chirp from somebody inside said something. Somebody told him he got to do this or do that. There'd be, we'd already heard chatter about it. So first we've heard about it. After this, we start hearing about it. I don't think that's the main thing. Don't really know. The Lakers I see what they're doing. They got to have the next person after LeBron. He is an international global star. He's younger than AD. He can fill it up.
I think it's great for I think the Lakers.
Yeah.
Somebody said I saw somewhere on social media to explain this in girl. Somebody explain this Luka grade in girl terms. And somebody said Destiny Child just traded Beyonce to TLC for Chili.
Oh wow,
That's about accurate.
that's pretty accurate.
That's pretty accurate.
It's pretty accurate. But
Yes,
I tell you
good
this,
for
just
LA.
like in anything, you're one coming down on your knee or ankle wrong. You're one getting speeding, having a wreck, drunk.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope nothing ever happens to these guys, but it's all gambling, all speculation. There's probably money stuff. I'm sure. And I don't think the Lakers are doing great. I don't know. I think the Mavs are okay. But if AD goes and with Kyrie Irving and they end up making a push and winning a championship or getting close or something like that, it's worth it for it. The Mavs won.
Yeah.
Because the Lakers, I mean, if they get some chips, but there's no guarantee in Luka's next, say he plays 12 more years, there's no guarantee.
I think that you could easily define it as a bold move.
Bold move.
It's a bold move.
For the franchise, though, the Lakers, I mean, boom, racked up. But Dallas is always going to be Dallas, and it'll never be the Lakers either.
That's true. That's
and
true.
Dallas is a big town. It's nothing to be pushed around about. It's just it's going to be a long time before Mavericks and Lakers is a huge selling. It's like the Cowboys thing. Yeah, Dallas there. You got the Cowboys, and the Cowboys hadn't been good in forever, and they're still the most expensive franchise in the world. It's crazy.
Very much so. Very much so. Big E says, how about Pat McAfee cooking Hulk Hogan today?
Ooh.
I didn't see it, but I know I've got a little homework to do.
Yes, we do.
I look forward to seeing that. I'm sure I can find it on his Twitter.
Real quick, the other trade I saw was De'Aaron Fox to the Spurs. So that's going to tempt for Zach Levine. And so that's going to put a young De'Aaron Fox, who is a really good point guard from Kentucky, with Victor Wembanyama, this freak athlete, generational talent, 7'5" from overseas, at the Spurs now. That's interesting.
That is.
That's setting them up for a long-term success.
Well, I think there's so many changes now that I'm kind of going to probably get a little more interested in the NBA as the season goes on now. Just of like, okay, well, I want to see what the heck's going to happen here.
Absolutely.
Well, let's speaking of comparing Destiny Child and Beyonce to the Luka deal, what about the Grammys last night and Country Carter or Cowboy Carter?
I'm just going to say this, and I am not a homer. I am not I am completely unbiased on stuff. I pick stuff for the music and the sound, and the content is not about what look like, act like. I don't care about any of that. I just think the whole thing was a letdown. I thought there were definitely some highlights. I thoroughly enjoyed the kickoff with Alabama Shakes, Brittany Howard on guitar, Sheryl Crow on bass. I think Billie Eilish on piano, John Legend on piano, Brad Paisley on guitar, and the other guys singing and doing I Love LA to start the show.
Oh, really? Cool. See, I didn't see. I didn't.
Oh, yeah. Sheryl Crow on bass. It was fantastic. Brittany Howard, Brad Paisley,
man.
John Legend. They're doing
nice.
We Love LA. Randy Newman song.
Randy.
I'm a huge Randy Newman
I did
fan.
see they closed with it. They closed
with the original
with Randy
cut.
Newman. Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
well, that all makes sense. Perfect. They sandwiched it in. That's perfect. Kind of gives me chill bumps. I love that song.
They gave.
I don't love LA, but I love
John Legend. Yeah, for sure. I think John Legend gave a statement. And then they brought the firemen out. No, that was later. But no, he gave a statement, and then they went into We Love LA, and it was awesome. Great band there. Highlight. I just thought all the shows when people would do live stuff, I thought it was just not that great, to be honest with you. I just thought the production wasn't that great. It didn't sound great. I don't think everybody was on. I just thought it was kind of a letdown on a lot of levels. There was some cool stuff in there, though. Let me think back. Definitely the Herbie Hancock playing piano. That's what we needed, him playing piano for 3.5 hours. Now, that would have been great.
I did see that. That was
and
cool.
See, even the jazz lady who sang the Sinatra thing, I'm sure she's a great vocalist, but that version just wasn't that great to me. It seemed like no one did a great version of anybody's stuff. I feel like that's a great chance to elevate it. And I'm not knocking these people. These are all very, very talented people. This is just my opinion. That, there's a chance in those things where you take someone else's song and you take it up a level or change it just enough to kind of make it your own for a second. That's really cool and everybody digs it. I just don't think there were any of that during the show. I just thought a lot of it was just kind of stagey, a little too overproduced outfit. Everything was a little too ridiculous. And there was a little of a scantily clad, for lack of better words, and unnecessarily ridiculous on some of the wardrobe stuff. And I get
Hollywood,
fashion,
baby.
That's what I'm saying. Well, I get fashion, but I'm like, I don't know.
It ain't like it used to be.
I was underwhelmed.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of saying it.
I think Kendrick Lamar is good. I think he was one of the few that I thought won what they should have won, and I called it before they announced that Kendrick Lamar should win that one. And there were a couple of others. Let's see what I thought was cool. There was some stuff I thought was cool. I did get turned on to some new artists that are huge, and I should already knew about, and I heard the name, but then I thought, oh, that's cool. I'm gonna check that out later. But yeah, overall, I was just underwhelmed. I don't think it was the worst thing ever. Any of that, like I said, there were some highlights. I think it was just I give it a C+.
C+. I think that's fair. That's fair. A lot of Terry loves Sabrina Carpenter. For obvious reasons, but me too. She's great. Lainey Wilson is hot. Yes, she is, but she's also awesome. I tell you what, Lainey Wilson has been a grinder. I appreciate that. She's getting her flowers, and she deserves it. She crushes it, man.
The Reba.
Yeah, she's the new Reba. There it is. I hadn't really thought about it like that. That is exactly right.
With
JR.
a lot more outfits.
Yeah. Yes, a lot more. Bell-bottom country.
Yes.
Somebody tell Trevor Noah he is not funny. Hey, I got compared to Trevor Noah, so I can't say that. That's what Amber said. But he isn't. Anyhow, so Lady Gaga's deal, I saw some of that.
Stud. She's a stud. She killed her and
she just broke out a whole new song in front of everybody last night, and I was listening. I was kind of like, I mean, granted, I'm listening on a hospital speaker. You know what I mean? They're not good. But I was like, okay, I like this. I like this.
She did a song with John Legend that was good too. I think it was John Legend. They did a song together.
Yes.
Yeah, it was killer. Or was it Bruno Mars? No.
It was Bruno Mars.
It was Bruno Mars. Yeah. They were killer.
What
Bruno
can
Mars.
she not do?
Lady. That's what I said when her and Bruno Mars up there. I said them two right there. That's talent right there. Them two right there. That's talent. Up and down. They're both bulletproof on everything. They can sing, dance, act. I don't think there's anything they can't do.
No, nothing they can't do. The tribute to Quincy Jones, that was cool with Stevie Wonder.
Yes. Yeah. I thought that part was really cool. Like I said, Herbie Hancock legend. I love how they got into some stuff. Who sang the other song?
Janelle Monáe.
Yeah, she did the Michael Jackson thing. She's a rock star. She's awesome. Yeah. And even that though, that version of that was just okay to me. And she's friggin' awesome. She's one of my faves, and I just thought that was okay. I mean, the dance was. Like I say, I think some of it was on production.
Yeah.
Beyonce. I got tired of looking at her and Taylor Swift every reaction. Good
Lord.
Mean,
come on, and I get. Look, here's the. I'm not a Swiftie hater. Y'all don't come after me. Swifties,
I'm not either, or Beyonce hater. I just don't.
Not at all. But
come
on, it's just like I don't care about watching Taylor Swift dance terribly at the award shows. Get drunk and dance. Don't care. I do not care. It's not about her.
Instant face chest shot of Beyonce, and she's just got a smile
every time. I mean, it got to get old for both of them too.
You'd have to be.
Come
on,
can you just not show me and let me just
be
myself?
Show. Can we
show
just
the
watch
show?
the show? Show the show.
Show the show. Yeah.
Come
Hello.
On. Just show the show.
I love it.
But I did
messed
like
up music and is slowly messing up football.
Yes,
could rapidly mess up football this weekend. We'll see.
Yeah, and has definitely ruined some football for me because when they start doing that at the games, I'm like, I don't even want to watch them play anybody anymore.
And I have nothing against Taylor Swift.
No,
I like
either.
her music. I think she's incredible.
Show me the game.
But just show me the game. It ain't about her. I don't.
If there's a celebrity or legend there, you need to clip to them one time for her after halftime. That's it. Move on. Back to the game.
You have to think that
Jerry Rice and Joe Montana. Give them a pick. Show them in the first quarter.
Give them a wave.
Last we need to see of them.
That's all we need. Yeah. Leave them alone.
Good Lord.
You got to think they do some of this for engagement. Like they know that these clips are just going to, they know what they're doing. But it's like they just keep, it gets old. It gets real old, especially on something like the Grammys that doesn't seem like it will ever end. Yeah, I mean, I think it went to 10:45, almost 11 o'clock.
11. It was 11. Yeah, I think it was right.
Was it 11?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Even our news lady was like, all right, here we go. Had to wait.
And then I want to show one more thing and we'll close with this one for tonight because it's just hilarious. So our boy T-Bob Hebert, that
T-Bob.
old T-Bob is supposed to come on the show at some point, but getting a hold of T-Bob is not easy unless you go to Don Juan's Cigar and you just flat out see him some post LSU game or whatever. He's busy. He's on so many shows and podcasts and all that, but he's going to come on. He is. It may be 10 years from now, but we will visit with him. But I saw this, and this is totally on brand for T-Bob Hebert, and I thought this would be a great thing to close with.
Very funny story from the weekend in which I did not wear pants at a children's museum. My family, we love pirates, and they had this pirate train, and it looked so freaking cool, right? So we buy it, and then we're eating. It's got this beautiful little overhang that we're eating at that's over the water, over a little pond over there in City Park. And when just out of nowhere, because he's just a little terror, and it's what he does with everything right now, Bobby grabs the engine, the badass, the centerpiece of the train, like the whole reason why we bought it, chucks it in the water. I climb over a couple fences. I make my way down to the water's edge. I take off my shoes, my socks, my pants. I hike up my underwear to the bottom of my ass cheeks. And so and it's freezing. And so if you're walking across the bridge at the New Orleans Children's Museum, you see a 6'3", 265-pound man with a Bill Cosby sweater on.
Oh, that's man.
And seeming like Winnie the Pooh. Like, I don't even know. Just giant, white, creamy thighs wading through the water, desperately trying to fish something out with a net.
Oh my gosh.
That's T-Bob. I didn't know that his son's name was Bobby. So he's going to be like, he's the young Cajun Cannon.
The Cajun Cannon.
He looks a bit like Lummy. He does look a little bit like Lummy. Not as manly as Lummy. That is a fact. That is a fact. President. He is comfortable with himself. Certainly is different and gets a lot of flack. He's a local Baton Rouge radio personality, but he's on other shows across the country and snaps and stuff like that. He's awesome. He's a grinder. Yeah. He's a grinder, and he is funny. But well, JR, you got anything else for us,
man?
Tonight?
Not that I can think of. I had some notes here I'm going to do at some point, but I had some random stuff. Oh, I've got one for you that I watched, and I wrote this down. I'm glad I did. Passion, drive, and patience, first off. Always keep that on you. These are some random notes I have first, and then I'm going to say the one I wanted to. I've got these notes in here. I don't even know what these means. Alien bait. Don't know why I have alien bait on there. I don't know. Lights on UFOs, which we've discussed. Why do the UFOs have lights? Too old to give a damn. I guess that's just my new motto. Too old to give a damn. Bigfoot. No Bigfoot because we got too many trail cams. We would have had some kind of clip or something by now. I kind of leaning with that these days. Not saying there wasn't one up until not too long ago, but
I love this because I've already got queued up, and I'm not going into it tonight because it's it's a 10-minute conversation at a minimum. But recently, this guy, Jason Sands, sat down with Joe Rogan, and he claimed that he learned working in the UFO program that reptilian, grays, and Nordic aliens were real while he was there. I can tie this all back to a story of that this guy told me. I've talked about it, and I've said if I ever get permission to release it, I will. I have it all recorded. I had sat down with him in a quasi kind of not totally permission to record kind of deal, but he wouldn't really care. But I'm also just not going to do it without letting him know. But I have this story that this guy told, and I think I'm just going to have to probably just play a little of it at some point in time. But if nothing else, I'm going to explain what he said, and I'm going to do that tomorrow night, 100%. Okay. That is going to be the main thing of this show, because it goes into reptilians. You know, they're like shapeshifters and grays. They're the big-eyed aliens and all of that stuff. So we'll break it all down tomorrow night. But
yes, let's do it.
Interesting that you have that down. Alien bait probably would need that for that.
Yeah, we'll leave those on for tomorrow. I'll leave those open for tomorrow so we can remember to talk about them. The other one I had was, you know, when you say that was a doozy, boy, that was a doozy.
We were going to do a show on sayings. We've been building a show on sayings. I've added a couple too that, as Brian Gilson knows, I said that doesn't suck, and he was like, "Well, I didn't say it sucked, Tigs." I posted a little thing of pork chops I grilled this weekend. I was like, "No, I know you didn't, and it didn't suck. I know it didn't suck. That's just something that we say down here, right? You know, like, oh yeah, that's gonna suck."
Yeah. Well, doozy comes from the Duesenberger car. When they would see one go by, that must be a doozy. That's a doozy because that was the best car you could get, a Duesenberg.
Didn't they used to have that Great American Cookie Company? Didn't they have a double doozy?
Maybe so.
I wonder if.
But the Duesenberg was the one where you sit up front, I think, and then had the cab behind you, like the driver sat up front with open, and then you sat behind in the thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the main thing I had on here, and the last thing I had on here, was the movie The Never-Ending Story. I watched it at my hotel the night going to bed, and at the beginning of the movie, the main character, the son, is there with his dad in the kitchen eating breakfast. And first off, the dad is Gerald Rainey, which I don't guess I ever realized that. The dad, from Major Dad. I mean, not Major Dad. Gerald Rainey.
I haven't seen that movie since I was 8.
Yeah, but it's Gerald Rainey. And anyway, and in the background, while the son, the main character, is eating breakfast, the dad is in the background and he's making a smoothie. And this is what I thought was funny. He pours orange juice in the blender, then he takes a raw egg and cracks it and puts it in the blender, then blends it up, puts it in the glass, and drinks a sip on camera, all in the same sequence. I just put WTF. Who drinks a blender with just orange juice and an egg? When was that a thing? Has anyone ever heard of drinking? I knew eating raw eggs, but orange juice and an egg for a smoothie in the morning. In 1984, this movie came out. But that's what the dad, that was a typical breakfast for an asshole dad in 1984, apparently. I just thought that was so strange that orange juice and an egg for a breakfast drink. Disgusting. How disgusting would that be? And Gerald Rainey takes a big swig on camera and doesn't flinch.
At least Rocky just like cracked it and put it in a glass and drank it.
Yeah, I've heard of people to bulk up.
That's manly.
That was a big thing to bulk up back in the day. But
I wouldn't eat our eggs like that these days in America.
No, but orange juice and an egg blended together, that can't be that good.
No,
God, it might be awesome though. I might need to go blend one up and try it. It might be amazing. We don't know what the hell. We've lost that technology somewhere.
You just go for it and report back. Right. I'm going to take your word for it. All right. Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate it. It's a fun show tonight, and we'll do it again tomorrow night.
It's Tigs tonight.